What if I told you science may have stumbled upon the afterlife? Through a molecule? In the early 90s, a group of volunteers at the University of New Mexico was injected with a powerful psychedelic called DMT, short for Dimethyltryptamine. It was part of a government-approved study led by psychiatrist Dr. Rick Strassman. But what happened next? No one expected. Participants didn't just trip, they claimed to leave their bodies. Some floated above the earth. Others entered what they described as different dimensions, places filled with geometric light, beings of pure energy, or even encounters with godlike entities. Over and over again, people said the same thing. It felt more real than reality. And here's the kicker. DMT is naturally produced in the human body. Scientists believe it may be released in large amounts during birth and death. So let's ask the big question. Is DMT just creating elaborate hallucinations, or is it opening a doorway? Rick Strassman himself called DMT the spirit molecule. He proposed that what we think of as dreams, visions, and even near-death experiences might be tied to sudden spikes in DMT, and it's not just speculation. Many people who've had NDEs, where their hearts stopped, where they were declared clinically dead, report experiences nearly identical to DMT trips. Time distortion, life reviews, entering tunnels of light, meeting beings who speak without words, complete detachment from the physical body. Sound familiar? Now here's where it gets wild. Some physicists and consciousness researchers argue that the brain isn't the creator of consciousness. It's a receiver, like a radio. And certain substances, like DMT, just change the dial. In other words, maybe DMT doesn't create visions. Maybe it tunes us into something that's already there. What if the spirit world isn't someplace out there, but right here, overlaid on this reality, hidden just outside our normal perception? Some indigenous cultures have believed this for centuries. It's the Amazonian shamans who brew ayahuasca, a DMT-containing tea. DMT think they re-hallucinating. They believe they're accessing the true nature of the universe. They call it the invisible world, full of guides, spirits, and healing energy. And modern science might finally be catching up. Recent brain scans show that DMT activates areas tied to memory, emotion, and most interestingly, self-awareness. Yet during high-dose sessions, brain activity doesn't shut down. It becomes more complex. This mirrors what's seen in near-death states. The brain goes silent, and then sometimes becomes hypersynchronized. One 2018 study showed that even in rats, shortly after death, brainwaves spiked to intense levels, as if something was surging. Could this be a final release of DMT? A last-minute portal opening? And if so, where does it take us? Critics will say it's all chemistry, that DMT floods the brain and causes vivid hallucinations, nothing more. But how do you explain the consistency? Why do people see the same entities, hear the same messages, even from different cultures and belief systems? And how do we explain the moments where DMT users or NDE experiencers bring back knowledge they couldn't possibly know? Languages, symbols, cosmic truths. Could science be stumbling into something it doesn't fully understand? Maybe the afterlife isn't a myth. Maybe it's simply a frequency. And DMT, whether natural or introduced, is the key to tuning in. So the next time someone tells you death is the end, remember this. There's a molecule inside you right now that may prove otherwise. If you're interested in more mysteries like this, subscribe to the channel and visit NDEs info, where we explore consciousness, near-death experiences, and what lies beyond. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious.